अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, यार ने ही लूट लिया घर यार का, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का. I understand the dilemma of the music composers also sometimes, but I feel one song sung by multiple singers reduces the respect of a singer, of singers in totality. Right. Like, can you imagine Lag Ja Gale sung by Lata ji and Asha Bhosle and Geeta Dutt and Suman Kalyanpur, and then Lata ji was chosen? Right. How unfair is that? Yeah. Somebody had to bell the cat when I spoke about copyright thing. Yeah. And I was at my peak. Only I could have taken this stand. Sure. Not when I was. I would have gone downhill and I would have become too old to matter. Yeah. People will listen to me only when I matter. And I had to take this stand. I was born for that. God sent me not just to sing songs but also rectify something that was started with Lata ji's long time back, like way before we were born, I think.
Sonu sir, welcome to News 18 show.
Thank you.
So this song, Bitter Betrayals, is a new version of Achha Sila.
Achha Sila, yeah.
It's been 28 years since you sang it. It came in
31 years.
31 years?
Yeah. Okay. I sang it in 1992.
Okay.
End of 92 and came out in 93.
93. Tell us the journey that, back then, because that was one of the songs that made a name for you.
That was the first song, actually.
Yeah.
My first ever venture into the world of limelight. Yeah. Was the first experience, and I remember very fondly all those days when people started recognizing my voice and spoke well about me, and this is new singer, and I started getting some concerts. We started making some extra money. As a family, we started feeling a little more secure, and then because of all that, I got to perform in a celebrity Antakshari on a TV show, and we won it, and then I got chosen for the first ever musical competition. It was all because of this song. Right. So my venture into hosting also happened because of the fame that I got from this song.
Right. And this new version, there's a stark difference between the two songs. How do you see this version coming out, and what has been the?
Well, it's been treated differently. It's been produced differently. The soundscaping is different. Obviously, what was prevalent 31 years back would have changed many folds in the last 3 decades. Composition remains the same. The singer remains the same, but the singer that sang the song 31 years back was singing one of his first songs ever. And the singer that has sung this song right now is thousands of songs old. So obviously there is going to be more richness in my voice owing to my experience, my riyaz also. And rest of it is the ethos remains the same.
Right. But we have heard many renditions of this song. We just had one which came out earlier this year.
Yeah. So, a lot of people have.
A lot of people have done it. So how do you make sure that when you're coming back with a song like that, it sounds different, the feel is different. When you hear it, it is different.
You don't have to make an effort.
Okay.
Just be yourself. I did what was needed for the song, and that's what worked for us. That's what's working for us. People are liking this song only because I have not tried to tamper with the soul of the song. The soul remains the same. The energies are bettered now. The sound is bettered. So that is the only difference that you'll see in the song.
Right. So what was the brief? What was the first conversation between you and Bhushan ji when you all decided to come up with this song?
Nanu, Bhushan told me that I want to record this song in your voice because I want the song to be not just be high in the viewership but also be liked by people. So that was his clear thing, and he said, I want you to put this song once again in the pedestal. That was his idea of asking me to come and do the song again.
Right. When we talk about independent music, that has been there for many decades. Going back to the 40s, Begum Akhtar ji was there. A lot of Rafi Saab's ghazals have been there.
You know everything very good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So, the thing is, the 90s was there when people started, recognizing singles. A lot of singles were kind of recognized, including yours,
Yeah.
Shan sir, KK sir,
Dalir Mehndi,
Dalir
Baba
Mehndi,
Cycle,
yeah.
Alicia Chinoy.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And then there came a phase when the whole the trend just faded away. Now that we see the trend has in the last 2-3 years is coming
Yeah.
back, but the recall value is not as good as we still go back to hearing the songs which we used to hear in 90s. What has changed?
I actually agree with you. There is a lot of independent music coming. Maybe it's because of extensive traffic of music.
Okay.
Maybe the volume of music is so much. Not everyone gets to hear a particular song. Earlier, owing to lack of mediums and lack of opportunities, there were fewer songs coming out, and everybody could see them. Because there were lesser channels also.
Sure.
Today there's so many channels, such infinite social media. It's very difficult to place your song and in such a way that everyone can pay attention to it or latches on to it. Perhaps that's the reason. Good work is happening today also. Good work happened in the past also. Today's singers, composers are brilliant, writers are brilliant, and they are all doing their best to their capacity in getting out some good fresh music. So hats off to them.
Right. But would you agree that this whole idea of more has kind of makes things get lost in the crowd? Because today if someone wants to sing, they can come up with their independent music label, and they don't need to depend on on a particular music label which has been established for a long time. Today we see every singer having their own music label, or probably someone who wants to come up can come up and independently produce the music. Do you think that has kind of made songs getting lost, especially in the independent music?
Obviously. There's a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of platforms, and hence a lot of good stuff sometimes gets lost in the busy zone, the busy atmosphere of music.
Right. So, talking about the kind of music that has been made today, how do you see the changes? Because you've been in the industry for so many years. Of late, we've been hearing you doing independent stuff, also singing a lot of songs in the music arena. For films specifically.
I've sung for Shehzada, title song. I've sung for Lal Singh Chadda. I just sang for Rocky Aur Rani.
Yeah.
I've also sung for Banda, the movie. So yes, I have been getting really good offers lately. I guess it's all about time and destiny. Sometimes you get work, sometimes God keeps you busy in concerts, and God keeps you busy in other things, touring and traveling. So right now I'm getting a lot of good work from all over. So it's a good sign. And I've enjoyed doing independent music earlier also. Today also I'm doing, I think Bhushan is planning Divana 2 with me. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see what kind of music comes out from us. I still haven't visited that space as yet. Neither has Nanu. But we will eventually come out with it ASAP.
Right. But tell me, I was just speaking to Mehboob sir a few days back.
Okay.
Lyricist Mehboob, he came up with his own single, and he says that the quality of lyrics has kind of deteriorated over the years. We don't, it's also because the filmmakers are more concentrating on making a large budget film rather than concentrating just on music. Have you experienced something like that? Where the music is neglected, or
this has happened in every era. It is not something that is happening today. In 80s there was good music, bad music. In 90s there was good music, mediocre music, bad music. So every era will have its ratio of geniuses and lesser of a genius, and average and mediocre and downright useless talents. So every era has a... Having said that, today it's not easy to write a song because everything has been said. Love has been expressed in so many different ways, from Sahir Ludhianvi to Gulzar to Javed Akhtar to Sameer to Shailendra to Anand Bakshi. So a lot has been said. Not everything can be said, but a lot has been said.
Yeah.
So for people like Amitabh Bhattacharya today or Irshad Kamil to write lyrics which are unique is not an easy zone.
Right.
It's a very tough thing. We can very easily criticize lyrics अच्छे नहीं है. ठीक है, but also understand the difficulty. I mean, so much has been said. So many different ways love has been expressed, or anger has been expressed, or masti has been expressed in songs. How do you stand out?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to write lyrics these days. And hats off to all these people who are writing today, who are writing. I'm sure they are painstakingly thinking how to make my song stand out from something that Sameer Saab wrote 20 years back, or Bakshi Sahab wrote. And it's very difficult. So I would say it's not an easy job to write lyrics these days, especially.
Right. But do you kind of pick and choose the songs that you come your way, in terms of, do you see the lyrics or do you hear the lyrics?
Thankfully, owing to my my seniority and my reputation, people don't offer me anything mediocre. They come to me when they have something special. So that is a good thing. Sometimes I miss a little less special songs, because then those are the Jeene Ke Hai Char Din and Bijuriya of my life, which are not serious songs, but they are fun kind of songs. But then I did Shehzada's title song. The movie didn't do well, thus the song did not really register that well with the masses. But yes, that was an upbeat song. So people come to me with good songs.
No, I wanted to ask you this. One of the things that is very, which has been spoken about these days is the artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Something that is also scaring a lot of people, because when you go to the social media, I saw a rendition of your song, Harpal, which has been sung by Arijit, and I'm sure you must be aware. What do you have to say about this technology, and how harmful can it be, or probably in the future, do you think it is going to take up?
First of all, it's baffling to see how Rafi Sahab is singing Hole Hole Ho Jayega Pyar. I loved it. I just loved the fact that my guru is doing a song that has been sung by Sukhwinder Singh.
Yeah.
So it's baffling, it's interesting, but see, every invention has an up and has a downside. When you invented car, you reduce the distance between places, but then you increase the risk of accidents.
Sure.
So it all depends how you use it. AI, artificial intelligence, is a beautiful tool to create maybe newer zones of entertainment, fine. But nothing can replace the human touch of any, in arts especially. Like, I cannot imagine how AI can be used in live shows.
Yeah.
Because if I'm using AI in my voice and I'm sounding like somebody else, then obviously people are getting cheated.
Yeah.
They want to listen to me.
Yeah.
Not Shan on my face.
Yeah.
If I use AI on stage, Shan's voice or maybe Arijit's voice or Sukhwinder Ji's voice, I'm fooling people. It can be a good gimmick for one or two songs.
Yeah.
Gimmick but the entire show cannot be based on such gimmicks.
Right.
So live singing should never be able to be replaced.
Yeah.
That is my belief as of now.
Right. But do you think it might take over? Because there was a time when the whole voice modulation came in, and people started using machines to just modulate voice. I think it's still prevalent. A lot of people do use it, and now this is the next thing that people are thinking will take over.
Yeah, it is going to help a lot of people while creating music. For instance, if a music composer has composed a song, and he wants to present the song to a director or to a music company in the voice of Sonu Nigam.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to call me. He can just sing himself and use my AI, and he can say that if Sonu sings the song, it's going to sound like this.
Right.
If KK sang the song, it would have sounded like this. So maybe that whole culture of 8 to 9 people singing one song and then one getting selected and other 8 getting rejected, that might at least the singers will be saved from at least that kind of exploitation, I feel.
Right.
Because they don't get paid for what they do. And it's almost like, I don't appreciate the fact that a composer makes a song and he makes 9 people sing this song.
And
It's very
and there's
insulting, humiliating for the singers.
also there's an uncertainty looming around that whether your song will be selected or not.
Of course, all these singers are like my younger family members, brothers and sisters. They always say, "Bhaiya, jaan nikli rehti bhaiya." And फिर मालूम पड़ता है गाना मेरा, oh, it's my song. Oh my, they have no clue whose song will be selected. So I understand the dilemma of the music composers also sometimes, but I feel one song sung by multiple singers reduces the respect of a singer, of singers in totality.
Right.
Like, can you imagine Lag Ja Gale sung by Lata ji and Asha Bhosle and Geeta Dutt and Suman Kalyanpur, and then Lata ji was chosen?
Right.
How unfair is that?
Yeah.
Sarjo Tera Chakraye, Ye Dil Dooba Jaye, sung by Rafi Sahab, Mukesh ji, Kishore Kumar, Tarak Mahmood, Hemant Kumar, and then Rafi Sahab is selected.
Correct.
How demeaning it is.
Yeah.
When we're working, we must also make sure that the people that we're working with are feeling respected. If you're taking my interview, I have to make sure that I put you at an easy place, so you are doing your job with confidence. If I start intimidating you, if I start talking silly stuff with you, I'm not helping you doing your job properly.
Sure.
So when I'm a composer, I must make sure that my singers, my lyrics writer, my director, everybody's comfortable around me.
Yeah.
And doing such things demeans the aura of a singer.
So, but you've been through that, and you've also voiced out a lot of things. You've been an opinionated person, and when it came to copyright
Yeah,
or other things,
I've always spoken
you've
my mind.
spoken your mind. Has that ever came in your way in
Ever?
terms of your...
Always. Not ever, always. Always. I have. But you see, ultimately the truth prevails. And there is a beautiful thing that I always say, which I learnt over the years. Niyat. Intent should be clean.
Right.
Even if you are voicing an opinion that is contradictory to the majority of the people who are ruling the business,
Sure.
and you know that you're gonna be facing the consequences. If your intent is not evil,
Yeah.
if your intent is not arrogant, eventually the people who were contradicting you will come by your side.
Right.
If your intent is to act over smart, to boss around, to bully, to create ruckus, to trouble people, to complicate matters, if you don't want to solve things, if you want to complicate things always,
Yeah.
then you will always have adversaries.
Right.
You will never have friends, you'll have foes. So I think my intent has never been wrong. I've always wanted to sort things out for people. Somebody had to bell the cat when I spoke about copyright thing.
Yeah.
And I was at my peak. Only I could have taken this stand.
Sure.
Not when I was, I would have gone downhill and I would have become too old to matter.
Yeah.
People will listen to me only when I matter. And I had to take this stand. I was born for that. God sent me not just to sing songs, but also rectify something that was started with Lata ji's long time back, like way before we were born, I think.
Yeah.
And finally, it was this generation who were able to
Reap the benefits, if you could say.
Yeah, no, this is our generation brought, sacrificed our bit, and we finally brought this thing out. The generation next will reap the benefits.
Right. Lastly, I'd like to ask, sir, you mentioned about AI cannot taking over live concerts, and I want to speak to you about live concerts and something. There was a mishap happened at your live concert where your team was, and it has been happening over the period of time. Rahman sir's concert happened, unfortunately, KK sir passed away.
Yeah.
Where do you see the loophole? Because you have a couple of concerts coming up, and we see a lot of singers are now going back to the stage.
I've always been on stage.
Yeah, but where do you see this loophole, and how can we manage? Because this crowd managing or the fans.
Usually, people are full of love. That guy who pushed my brother Rabbani and my bodyguard Hari was also he was like a jilted lover.
Sure.
He was hurt. He wanted to have a picture with me, and just that I was just getting off the stage.
Yeah.
So someone forcibly catching hold of me is a little annoying. And before you try to calm down yourself, the bodyguard already pushes him away and he takes me. So he got a little hurt. I understand that. But intent was not bad. it could have really been disastrous for Rabbani, because he fell from 6 feet down to the floor, and if there was anything pointed like the stool or anything,
yeah.
he could have had paralysis or something.
Yeah.
So that way we got saved. Otherwise, people are normally very good. You won't believe it. I was in Australia last year. Last year, was touring in Australia. In every concert, I told the audience, I'm going to sing a song, and if you promise me, you all will stay on your seats. You will not come forward and try to touch me and whatever.
Sure.
I promise you, I'll go to the last row, and I did that.
Right.
All my 6 shows, in one particular song, I was doing this Shami Kapoor hits, because it was Rafi, Kishore or my concert. So my songs, Rafi Saab songs, Kishore Kumar songs. So while doing one non-stop of Rafi Saab, I went down. I traveled the entire arena or auditorium, wherever the show was. Bigger areas had arenas, smaller centers had auditoriums. I used to go to the end of it.
Sure.
Nobody touched me. They would just click pictures. They would maybe just hold my hand for some time. Nobody would try to, push me or grab hold of me. So if you put that faith in the people also, you win the faith.
Sure.
So normally, as yatha artist tatha audience.
Right.
जैसा आर्टिस्ट होगा वैसी ऑडियंस होती है. In my concerts, people who come to my concerts are also truly into music. That's why they come for my concerts.
If you could just sing bit of details.
I do.
न दिन को सुकून है शाकिर, न रात को सुकून है, ये कैसा हम पे उम्र इश्क का जुनून है, जो रचाए है तूने हाथ मेहंदी से, वो मेहंदी नहीं है मेरे दिल का खून है. अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का, यार ने ही लूट लिया घर यार का, अच्छा सिला दिया तूने मेरे प्यार का.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Sonu here, Sonu Nigam, and you are watching me on News 18 Shosha.